Jack.
Hi, Rich.
Today we're going to talk about the new game Alien Isolation. It's the new horror-themed Alien games that's been heralded as a hit by both Aliens fans and critics. Why?
I don't know if you can hear me. I'm stranded here on this station. There's something stalking us. Something that doesn't belong here. And now it's hunting me.
You know, for the web, Rich, what do we do? We watch movies, right?
We watch movies. We watch terrible movies.
And we have a good time. It's super fun. We play video games, and you know what? We always
It's super fun.
have a
Super
really
fun.
good time. This is the very first time that this has felt like work.
Yes.
Oh, come on. I'm a grown-ass woman. Are you telling me I can't walk over a goddamn food cart?
Alien Isolation is a horror survival game. It's one of those games where playing it here in the viewing room together with all the lights on wouldn't give it its full justice. So for the very first time ever, we didn't play the game together.
Well, we went out of our way to give this game a chance.
Absolutely.
You play it in the dark room with the lights off and
Headphones on.
headphones on. Just the best chance for the game to scare you. And I started the game. And my first reaction was, this is kind of neat. You're on the ship and you wake out of the cryopod and...
Okay, they're doing a thing. I'm wearing panties.
And the very first thing you do is kind of walk through your ship, right? And there's even a little voiceover that says, "This ship is a lot like the Nostromo." Because you can't be on the Nostromo because that was destroyed.
I was just inspecting the Torrens facilities, a well-maintained ship. I realize it's a very similar model to...
The Nostromo.
Yes.
And so that was super fun, like walking through basically a facsimile of the Nostromo.
And the technology, they went full on with the retro 70s vision of the future. And you start using these computers and their old CRT monitors and
It's dot matrix.
everything
you know?
is dot matrix.
Yeah, it's
But
beautiful.
that's okay. That felt nice. That made me happy. I was smiling at that point.
There are only two game mechanics to the game. One is the stealth portion, which we'll get to. We'll get to that. The other is what I'm gonna call spooky WarioWare.
This game is full of find the way to open the door. So you gotta find the key to open the door. Or you have to go into the vent. Because there's a lot of vents, and you go in the vent and you get around to find a way to open the door. Or the door is locked, so you have to find a button. But to get that access to that button, you have to open another door. And to open that door, you have to talk to the guy who gives you the key card so you can get into that room, so you can get the blowtorch to open a completely different door that finds a different type of blowtorch that opens the door you tried to open in the first place. And all these video gamey tropes, and they're magnified because the game is so boring and dull and you're not doing anything else.
I found a path. Checking it out.
There's not much game to it. And the problem, I think, that the heart of the problem with this game is they took a concept that's 3 hours worth of game, and a producer told them they had to keep stretching that into 20, and like some kind of dough or taffy, they just keep stretching it out, and it gets thinner and spinner and it's all the way pulled out here. The first 4 hours of the game is nothing but figuring out how to open doors.
Yeah. Which is good because that's what'll happen for the next 16 hours of the game.
Is opening doors.
It should have been Portal length.
It would have been a fine, like, $25 Portal length game.
Absolutely.
But they had to stretch it out into a 20-hour epic experience. I mean, there's not enough substance to pull that off.
I'm trying to think
First 4 hours.
any substance.
First 4 hours is opening doors and walking around in an empty area. And then you meet a guy. And instantly the isolation part of the horror game is thrown out the window. This space station is full of people.
Okay, so what are you guys, like twins? Oh, shit. Okay. Where'd you go? Where are you going? Okay, I'm gonna sneak up on you. No, don't go away. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Piggyback ride. Oh. Okay. Sorry that I chased you until the alien killed you, but I gotta go now.
Every one of these people will shoot at you on sight, even though you're an unarmed woman.
Walk away now. You don't get it, do you? I'm not playing around.
And then the alien finally gets there. The moment you've been anticipating. You're already bored out of your mind before you get there. But finally you see the alien. And it's comical.
Yeah. Big doofy
He's
Muppet.
a big doofy Muppet alien, and he's looking for you.
They've ruined Alien, is what they've done. In the movie Alien, you see very little of the alien. And you know what? If you pay too close attention to the alien in the movie, you see that it's
It
just
loses the magic, because you see that it's a guy in a costume.
Absolutely. So they did a really good job of keeping it in shadow, keeping it like just really quick cuts of the alien, right? As most monster movies do. But here, you're supposed to see the alien walk around so you can move around it. And its feet don't quite touch the floor, and it moves around kind of herky-jerky. It looks beautiful in the cutscenes.
It's like, I think they want you to feel like the alien's this invulnerable monster that's stalking you, and you have to use all of your wits to try and outwit this alien, but playing it, I see just straight through the AI. First of all, there's the random noises you hear in ducks that are supposed to make you think the alien's like nearby, and you can tell right away that that's bullshit. And you kind of get a feeling for what areas he's gonna pop down in and what areas he's not.
you figure out the difference between the fake noises and the real noises really quick. And so it's like, why did they even keep the fake noises in there?
The illusion is broken yet again that one monster is stalking you when you can kind of get a sense for the pattern that he'll pop down, look around, and vanish completely. And then randomly in another area you're in, he'll pop down again. It doesn't feel like he's stalking you. It feels like it's just spawn time.
Yeah, it's spawn time. Now the alien will execute search pattern A2, which means he goes around the thing, doubles back a little bit, then goes around full circle and vanishes.
There'll be times too when I see the alien, he'll jump up and vent, and I've made like a half turn, not even a full turn around, just like a quarter turn, and he's charging at me from the complete other direction.
Yeah.
The illusion that there's one alien stalking you vanishes quickly.
Nothing breaks a game or a movie more than seeing the seams in the set.
Yeah.
And that's all the alien was. Anytime that alien moved, all you could see was the Matrix, was the numbers, was the AI.
Like the first time you see the alien, it's just like, oh, that's the alien. Not, oh god, I'm pissing my pants. It's, oh, look how they're animated it. That's kind of neat.
Oh, it's a fully 3D rendered xenomorph. Much like ones I've seen in all of the movies that I've seen.
When you have warm, nostalgic feelings, you're not experiencing horror.
That's an amazing point.
One more thing about horror, though. The unknown is another thing you're afraid of. You're afraid of the unknown, right?
Sure.
We know everything about the alien. There have been 6 movies, and they've dissected its life cycle and everything. You know what it does? You know it has acid blood? There's nothing mysterious about it. It's like, oh, there's that alien. I know the alien. So it works as a survival game because you really want to get to the next save point before dying so you don't have to replay the game.
Only because it only works as a survival game if you have to play it for a web review show. Because if it wasn't for this show, I would have turned it off and been a happy person.
All right, but that's survival. Fails completely as a horror game.
Absolutely.
Completely. Stealth.
Stealth.
What do you have to say about stealth?
I liked what Alien was attempting with making it a little ambiguous on when you were in stealth. Because that would be more like real life.
Okay.
You would just be crouching and you would never really know if someone could see you. The problem is there were some times where, like you said, the camera is above the table, which means your character's head is clearly above the table and people walk right by you. They can't see you.
Yeah.
Then there are times when you are behind a corner and all of a sudden the alien comes rushing by and he can see you.
Feedback is very important for a stealth game. Yes. Like, you have no idea when you're visible or not, really. I'm going back to Thief the Dark Project. That's another first-person stealth game.
Then it's okay to make that comparison.
There's something in the bottom middle of the screen called a light gem. Sure. But the brighter that gem is, the more visible you are. If it's completely bright, anyone can see you. If it's like dim, then maybe a guard far away won't notice you, but somebody up close, he'll notice you. And dark means you're practically invisible. But I can see that. I know what condition I'm in. I can plan accordingly. Yeah. That works for a game.
Yes. A game.
It's not realistic. I don't know if I'm hidden or not. But as a game, I can plan accordingly. And then the other way you deal with stealth in this game, you don't have tools that you can use or anything. What you do is you hide in a closet and you wait for the bad things to go away. You just sit there for 5 minutes and eventually the alien or the android will just get bored and wander off, and that's the gameplay. Sitting there doing nothing in a closet.
And then there's the points in which you need to open the doors, which involve a bright thing that comes up and says, press the B button, B button. Now press the R button, R button. Now turn the lever. That's the game. The game says, press this button. You press the button and the game goes, yay, you did it!
It's like assembling IKEA furniture, playing this game. Go to this button. Go to those buttons and do this combination. Insert slot A into slot B. There's nothing puzzle-like about it. It just point A to point B to point B. Do this at point A, point B, point C, point. You're not thinking about how to solve that problem. You're pushing whatever buttons the game tells you have to push at that time. And if you can't figure that out, the handy motion tracker is gonna point you in the direction of the next button you have to push.
There is nothing scary about knowing exactly where you have to go at all times.
Oh god, do you remember the minigame that was just make these two numbers the same as the numbers down there? Do you remember that exciting minigame?
That was one of the games. One of the games was match the number. Make this number equal to this number.
You just hit the arrow until, the number on the bottom's 88, the number on the top's 94. You just hit the down arrow until the 94 gets down to 88, and they both match, and then there you go, you beat the minigame.
Technically, that's a game, right? But, Rich Evans, people are gonna say, it's not about the game. This is not about the game. The game, it's an experience. It's a story. Aren't you invested in the story of the game?
Here's how this game works, all right? Amanda Ripley, she ends up on this space station to collect the Nostromo flight recorder. Right. And she gets on this station, and things have gone to hell. So, initially... Oh god, I don't even know. It's hard to know where to start.
Look
There's
at
so
how
many
sad
things
you
wrong.
are. You start talking about the story of this game and you just get sad.
Jesus Christ.
You find that flight recorder about an hour into the game.
Yeah.
The next 18 hours is a series of going from one room to the next, pressing buttons, having nothing to do with the story of finding out what happened to your mother. The people who you start off the mission with are people you've just met, who your character has no background with. Then you go to the base and everyone's either trying to kill you or immediately gets killed by an alien.
Shortly after meeting you.
You have no stakes in anything that happens in the game besides finding out what happened to your mother, right? And here's the biggest piece of bullshit about this game, and we'll throw up a spoiler warning or whatever.
Yeah.
So eventually you get to the end, or you get near the end of the game, and you finally find a personal voice message from your mother to her young daughter.
Yeah.
And the voice message says, we found an alien on the ship and we couldn't let the alien get out. So we blew up the ship. And I did it to protect you, my daughter. It would have been a moving scene had I cared at that point. So we find out this information. Finally, your character has the closure she needs. The very next choice she has to make is whether or not she is going to blow up the ship to destroy the aliens. And she decides not to.
She decides to stop somebody else from doing that.
From doing the thing that her mother did to protect her. She has the choice now to protect the entire universe from the aliens. And she decides not to.
Oh, God.
There's your character arc. You're a bitch. You and I often have disagreements about the state of modern video games.
Yeah.
You like to refer to it as the dark dystopian future that is games. And I like to think of video games as a bright, happy place because of, indie titles that are out there, the proliferation of PC gaming. To me, the world of video games is a happy place. Until you play the AAA title.
Yes.
This is it. This is the death of the art form, is Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
We turned it on here at the studio. And other people kept on coming in, and they all said the same thing. They'd come in, they go, "Oh, this looks great." And it does.
It's beautiful to look at.
It's beautiful to look at. And then they would sit down and they'd watch us play, and we'd play a mission, and every single person had the exact same response, which is this all you do? In which our response was, for 20 hours.
Oh, God.
I am insulted by Alien Isolation.
Yeah. They had 2 hours worth of idea, and they did every dirty trick they could to make it longer because it had to be long. It had to be 20 hours. Had to be 20. It's got to be 20 hours. It
has to be 20
can't be short. Can't be a 5-hour game.
It's not a real game.
You can't have a 5-hour game. Only some of the best games ever made have been about 5 hours or less.
They're like I